Welcome to the Lost Lives Count, where we tell you of victims in horror movies, anime, TV shows, music videos, and beyond. I am your host, William Pryor, aka Nexus. Today, we're diving into the chilling world of Psycho 3, released in 1986. The only feature, the not the only feature that have the iconic Norman Bates, played by legendary Anthony Perkins, but it's mark his directorial debut. So grab the notepad and we count the lives lost in this sequel. Psycho 3 pick up where the previous film left off, exploring Norman, the complex psychology and new character that as we drove on to the how many lives he lost time. First, the new characters introduced in the sequel. We have so many new characters. I will not spoil it until we get to the but we actually do have some old characters like Ralph and Hunt back for their and Meryl. Each of them play a crucial role of unfolded horror. Now into the main event, the kills. In Psycho 3, Norman is back at the it again. Let's break down the victim one by one. After tallying up the victims, we find Norman Bay. We'll actually have more victims added up. This sequel, new layered characters and development. Stay tuned for the new. Stay tuned for when I count them. Have a good day. The movie begins with the old Universal logo, which actually changes over the years. And the voice, so Lisa, there is no God. It's actually Maureen, who actually is played by Diana Swarwood. Sorry I butchered the name. Played by none other than Jodie. She actually played Jodie in What Lies Beneath. She actually said to the Virgin Mary, "I'm so sorry, please forgive me. Help me, forgive me." The sisters are searching for... Honestly, the sisters are searching for her for the church, but they actually stored the bell tower and they actually saw her on top, and Sister Catherine and Margaret chasing her through the bell tower. Maureen turns and screams again, "There is no God." Catherine actually scream, "Wretched girl, how dare you?" Actually, his sister Catherine, Sister Margaret say, "You mustn't, you have an obligation to him." Sister Margaret say, "God." Maureen actually cries, "I am nothing. I have nothing. I am nothing." Reference that she is, but the moment actually She actually was fine with Sister Margaret, and she actually pushed her Sister Margaret as she fell from the bell tower at 1 minute and 39 minutes. At the first minute of the movie and 39 minutes, 39 seconds, she plummets to her death, hit the pavement of the bell tower in the pool of blood. Sister Margaret gone. Everybody was screaming. The nuns were screaming. It was, Sister Catherine actually said this. Wasn't your own sin right enough? You'd be burned in hell for this. You will burn in hell. Maureen just grabbed her suitcase after the ordeal and leave the life behind. The story, honestly, Anthony Perkins actually thought of this story because he's actually in the director's chair of how he would end his obsession with his own mother, and how he would break the cycle. So, we had now on screen the Universal Picture presents with Anthony Perkins in the director's chair with a title card. Then she walked through the desert, desolated through the walk. But honestly, she was going to hitchhike for a ride, unlike the victims. But she actually did survive, unlike the victims of the Highway of Tears, which 13 are murdered and 8 are lost. Yeah, this is a real place. I am not joking. It gives us a reason not to hitchhike. We actually meet Duke. Duane Duke, or call him Duke. Played by Jeff Frey, who actually is Joe Smith in Lawnmower Man 1 and 2. Sequel, Captain Frank Lopez. He also played Terror Machete by parts. Serpent's Lair, Blue Demon, Terror Trap, Long Night, and Maniac. Honestly, if anybody would like, I will actually cover some of these on my review, or some of these on my. I'll put them on my wheel if anybody would like. Honestly, Duke offered a ride because honestly he headed to LA to be a rocker. She knows a Jesus statue because she knows a Jesus statue on his dashboard. He's not really religious, he just have it. He actually gave her water. She actually asked for water. They drove off, and the sun goes down and it starts to rain. The rain is slick and pull over and Gory goes to sleep. Gory rain all night. And Duke say get some sleep. And honestly, What actually this is basically what actually happened. Duke, the vibe shifts from he's actually a sleazeball. He wants to be he actually kissed her without consent, and he tried to check her out. He actually slaps him and bolted from his truck. What actually happened? Duke got angry. She actually just wanted to leave, and Duke just threw her bag after she said she want her bag, and he called her a stupid bitch. I thought you want to be. I'm not saying it because I'm gonna say you gotta watch the movie. The scenes fade to black and cut to the Bates Motel where one decide and birds lie dead. We got Norman Bates, who actually played by the famous Anthony Perkins, who actually is in the original Psycho until, well, 1998, where he played by Vince Vaughn, which I will actually cover, and the spin-off, the TV spin-off, which is 1988, and he also played by the Bates Motel, which is played by Henry Highmore of Good Doctor fame. They're different ones takes, but Perkins actually all the way, because I will actually do the Bates Motel. He calmly stuffed in a bird, eating peanut butter crackers. Peanut butter crackers. Suddenly, it flashed back to Psycho 2, when Norman murdered his real mother, Emma Spool, with a shovel. And it actually vision of him sewing an arm. Then he see a bird that flies out alive. Then Duke arrived at the motel, honking, and Norman come to greet him. He tried to sneak out cash, but he got caught by Norman. Duke wanted a job that Norman actually said the Bates Motel had closed, been closed, but business was slow. He offered him candy corn. Candy corn. And a low rate. Duke's only goal is LA and rock stardom. While Norman actually go for burgers, diner, Ralph talked about Emma Spool, and she never misses a shift. And the reporter Tracy Venable digging into Norman past as she want to talk about Emma and talk about Marion Crane's death. What about the chicken fried steak? Tracy want the answer about institutionalized for 22 years. Then Maureen step out of the truck. Are you at least bitter? It's stay past it. It's always troubling. Now Tracy wonder could. And honestly, it flashed back to Marion's death. Norman and Maureen actually lock eyes. Something familiar as she say. Honestly, later Norman played piano. Duke eats the hamburger. Maureen still haunted by Duke's assault. Norman Duke charged her $25.95 for her room and check her in cabin 1. Cabin 1? That Marion Crane's cabin. Maureen Coyle? Wait. He actually faked Maureen Coyle is Marion Crane. But why? Are they the same? Norman began to using her voice. Marion hear Maureen hears voices in her head. And Duke in drink at the bar. They talk on the Windows job. And Norman on the edge. The movie continues as the picture is still playing. And Norman is watching for the people, yes, as a hidden one, looking through cabin 1. Maureen step in the where Norman is watching. Then he actually in his mother's suit. He entered the room, creeping to the bathroom, and she's finally in the tub, and she tried to take her own life. She actually said, "Forgive me." Cut to Duke, unaware Norman passed. He actually doesn't know Norman 22. Now he told the whole truth. Tracy the reporter hears it too, and impressed with Duke. Later, Maureen wake up alive in St. Matthew's Hospital, thanks to Norman. A priest named Father Brian, who actually is a psychologist. Honestly, Father Brian is a psychologist too, and a priest. Who knew? But Maureen believed it was the Virgin Mary. Norman tell his virgin story that he brought her towels. Tracy still doesn't buy it. Now Norman want to protect Maureen. He said it not just about her. It's actually not given the Bates Motel another stay on its name. He kind. She move now, and now Norman lets her stay for free. He let with the icon line, We all go a little mad sometimes. Yeah, this is a iconic line that is still the staple of the Psycho franchise, which is Psycho 1. We all go a little mad sometimes. Maureen just wanted to despair to stop. Norman, he still watches. Now the mother voice been coming back since Psycho 2, and command him to, and Duke starts seeing a new woman named Red. She and Jay chaotic and mysterious. Honestly, Red is, and they are having a steamy good time. Kiss it, as she said, watch the guitar. And Duke actually just want her for sex. He's actually a sleazeball, no doubt. And just give her money for cab fare. He actually just tried to call someone. But she actually changed her shirt. But Mother, or Norman, break through the phone booth, stab her repeatedly. She actually run over broken glass everywhere until she died at 43 minutes and 47 seconds. The phone is actually got blood. Everything got blood on it. And then Norman sees what he done, and Norman paid. Oh God, Mother, blood, blood, blood. He actually said it through Marion. It echoed his words like he actually found Marion's body years ago. Do wake up groggy and look out and see Norman. Duke walking the lane and hidden. Honestly, what actually happened? He actually hid the body really well. Maureen hit. She told Norman that she was once a that she actually told Father Brian she was a nun, but she was tempted by the flesh. She remembered her vows, but she never completed. She gave up, but she actually saved by the Virgin Mary with a shiny crucifix. At the same time, Nancy digging deeper and Duke asked about the voices he heard. Honestly, it's actually one big party again, and their private track she actually called. And he cut her off as he said don't cut back. Now Nancy, Tracy, all the hunt. He asked her landlord about Emma Spool, the woman Norman said has his brother, his real brother. Separate off, and Tracy go and find out. She actually dig up Emma's apartment, and she dig for her mail and track, and she got the number and Emma a picture, and she actually dial and toward to the Bates Motel. It cuts out to Norman and Maureen go out, and even though got drunk before because of Mother and her being done, so they actually, and tonight was different. They actually danced, they actually got into the rain, and they actually have a spark. They actually returned to the Bates Motel, and Duke hosted he actually having his he actually is working, and the party was going great. Suddenly the loud lightning crash, and Norman turns to Maureen. Okay, and she actually thinks she saw a woman in the window. She brushed it off and both get water and thank you. And Norman would start to head out, but not that before Maureen kissed her. And this is actually the first time Norman got kissed in the Psycho franchise. Things feel calm and safe. Maureen wakes up and startled by Patsy in her room say her door was open. The mother voice, Maureen is a whore, and she actually bring me my knife, and are you and Maureen say, are you alright? And Norman actually not feeling well because everybody was drunk except for Patsy. She actually went to the bathroom and sat on the toilet, creak, and barely look up. Patsy got her throat slit and stabbed in the stomach at 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 19 seconds. Norman fully descends begin. He actually looked through Duke and finds another dead body. Patsy get tossed into the trash, and none the party right. Inside, Maureen hear the cops and knock out loud at the door, and police. Hot look at the split, and Norman want them to leave because there is no way this happened. And what the hell is matter with you, Norman? And honestly, to tell you the truth, they actually did not find it. The reason why? Norman stuffed Patsy's body into the ice maker. Tracy arrived, and also the mother's body gone, and Tracy actually grab and try to cover her. I'm sorry, but Norman body fracture. He hear mother. Honestly, mother is actually in cabin 12 because he written his note because he actually the cartoons were playing. It was actually Duke who actually took Bubber and wanted to blackmail for money, squeeze money to actually get a bigger cut. Willie Pecker laughed from the TV, and Norman had enough. He grabbed his guitar and bashed his head over and over again. Norman turned to the body, blood dripping, and he muttered, "Get the Estica, Duke." Meanwhile, at the diner, Ralphie is talking to Tracy that Harvey is actually the one that actually hired her, and finally, okay, the real truth. Spoiler alert, skip a part, right? Emma Spool, that sweet old lady of Psycho 2, was actually not very stable. She was rockily. Here, the real shocker. It was Norman Bauer who actually stole Norman as a baby. That right. Norman was taken. Emma Spool was never raising him. She was trying to reclaim him. It all ties together. Now, Maureen still haunted by Norman, and understand that she actually believed in him, and she believed that the women that she actually saw might be married. Honestly, the woman actually is actually Emma Spool that she got married. That the woman that Norm married that Hunt killed in Psycho 2? Or Virgin Mary? I do not know. Tracy continued digging, and she uncovered records of murder, kidnapping, and disturbing history behind the Bates name. Dragging Patsy frozen one by one, and honestly, Duke is still alive, barely breathing, broken in, but alive. And he tried to attack Norman and drive headfirst to the swamp. That familiar spot, and zero isolation. He drowned in the murky water. No screaming, no talking, silence at 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 57 seconds. Norman emerged from the mud, and he actually gasped. The swamp is his grave. He built the case in deeper, and honestly, the law were thin that actually. Meanwhile, Maureen followed Norman, and she actually stayed. She believed in him and saw the good in him and wanted to start a life together with him. But then Mother called, voice rage and delusion. Norman snaps, and he accidentally pushed Maureen, and she stumbles and falls and lands on the sharp arrow of the statue. The arrow killing her 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 11 seconds. Norman looked down his Maureen, and she actually lifeless on the statue. Honestly, this actually broke him, and Tracy tried to end up at honestly makeshift shrine to Maureen. You dumb, stupid girl. But suddenly, Norman, it's actually Mother. The voice, the dress, and the madness. He fully transformed his mind, shattered, and she actually told the truth, the whole twisted truth. Tracy discovered Emma Spool corpse and long dead, and honestly fight. Norman fight back and slice Mother head off, and honestly hunt that later honestly the next day Hunt actually arrests Norman and say, how could you do this, Norman? And honestly, he said he's free, and I'll be free. And he just took Emma Spool's dry hand out. His final image is his smiling and rubbing the hand out. He got the Emma Spool hand and smile. The movie ends. How many lives lost did Psycho 3 have? Let's find out and get to the numbers. I'm actually free. Let's get to the numbers. And that's it for Psycho 3, a bloody soak ride through guilt, obsession, and the classic Norman Bates. Let's talk about the body count. 5 people lost their lives in this chapter of Psycho 3. 4 women and 1 man. Every death carried away the psychological torment. With a running time of 93 minutes, we got a kill of 8.60. 18.6 minutes. Technically, a life lost every hour at 1. Actually, 1 minute and 32 minutes. And it's at 1.54 minutes. .54 minutes. With the great acts of execution, the most tense cinematic goes to Maureen's death. The falling in the stairs, the impaled by the arrow, is brutal and tragic and unforgettable because, well, it's actually, it's like the first death, but more is like the bell tower death, but it's more like that, but you get pierced through the neck. The whippy axe will actually go to none because Psycho 3 have the most brutal, executed, and emotional impact. There's no leakage links. That's it. I'll leave it for now because I'm actually doing my tier list and my review. In the meantime, now we'll do the Bates Motel 1987 TV spin-off. Then I will actually do Then I will actually do Psycho the beginning to end off to finish on Norman Bates Anthony Perkins. Then I will do Psycho 1998. This is and duly noted, Psycho 1998 is actually a clone of the original. And the review I'm actually doing is, well, it's rubber. It's actually Channel Zero. Have a good day, guys. Bye.